Hi everybody, so now I think you've all realised I've been diagnosed with tongue cancer. Now I didn't even know there was such a thing as tongue cancer. I guess you can get cancer anywhere, but I mean, who's ever heard of tongue cancer? My history in terms of mine is that I actually went to my GP with it back in November, which happened to be Mouth Cancer Awareness Month, and she sort of made a smirky comment about how these awareness days and months bring all sorts of people out of the woodwork, and told me it was nothing to worry about. I also showed it to my haematologist in December, and she too disregarded it as something that wasn't a problem. And it was only at my routine 6-month checkup with my dentist in January that he whipped me off up to Guy's on an emergency appointment where they checked me, MRI, biopsy, and diagnosed me all within 9 days, and then had a fully extensive treatment plan set up starting 18 days later. So my cancer is in its fairly early stages. It's been graded as a 2, although there's an area at the back that they're not entirely sure about. I have my treatment plan, which obviously I'm going to share with you. It's rather extensive and scary, so I'm not doing it today. But I just wanted today to talk to you about the stats of tongue cancer and mouth cancer too, because tongue cancer on its own doesn't have a huge amount of stats. It tends to be grouped together with mouth cancer that affects areas of the throat and the tonsils and things. But I'm actually going to read this. There are actually 8,300 people diagnosed with mouth cancer every year in the UK, which is actually only 1 out of every 50 cancers that are diagnosed. Mouth cancer is as low as the 13th most common cancer in the UK for women, and it's actually increased by 64% in the last decade. Last year, there were 2,700 Britons that lost their life to mouth cancer, which equates to more deaths per number of cases than breast cancer, cervical cancer and melanomas, which is really quite scary. So who is it that gets it? Well, it shouldn't have been me, obviously. People that drink heavily or smoke heavily tend to have a high risk factor to get it, and I don't do either. It tends also to be more in men, which obviously I'm not. And there's actually 87.5% of mouth cancers occur in people over 50. And again, that's not me. I am under 50. So it shouldn't have been me. So tell me now, how does your tongue look? Do you even know what it looks like? Do you know if it looked any different to how it did 6 months ago? My area of my tongue, it isn't particularly painful. It doesn't look particularly bad. I may not have acted as soon as I did, and my prognosis may have been quite different. So we all check cancers in our breasts, etc., but nobody looks at their tongue apart from your dentist, and that's wrong. So at the end of this video, I want you to go and look at your tongue in the mirror. I want you to check what it looks like, and I want you to do that every sort of 6 months. Believe me, you don't want tongue cancer. I'm going to share you the treatment plan that I have. I've actually got another trip up to Guy's tomorrow for my dental examination, so I will know more tomorrow night. But until then, go check your tongues. During the week, I had a phone call from my GP, the one that sent me away in Mouth Cancer Awareness Month last November, and told me it was nothing to worry about. She phoned, she apologised, said how sorry she was, and that she has significantly learnt from this mistake, and anyone that presents to her now with a lesion on their tongue that hasn't healed for a couple of weeks, regardless of the risk factors in terms of whether they drink, smoke or how old they are, she will be a lot more aware. So at least something's good come from this for anybody else that may go to her with tongue cancer. And I just want to give a big shout out to my dentist Leo at Bromley Dentist Studios to say how grateful I am for him for picking it up and acting so quickly. Thank you.